So in this drawing, we're going to do our 2 watercolors, and I want to tell you a little secret that artists use in this modern day and age, and that is they use a camera on their cell phone. So what they do, or what you could do to help you draw, especially in black and white, is you can take a photo and zoom out a little bit, and you can change the settings on your phone either before you take the picture or after. I changed it to black and white, and then I can take a picture of my watercolors the way that I want to draw them. And guess what? I have actually already done that, and it is in Canvas, the picture that we are going to draw. So let's go over to Canvas real quick. All right, here we are in Canvas, and today is Thursday's lesson, and we're going to first draw our watercolors, or that's the next thing we're going to draw. So I've taken a photo in black and white for you, and the reason I did this is because I want you to all draw the same thing. I'm going to go through this tutorial together, and you'll notice that this front one is overlapping the back one, okay? And that is an important detail to look at. We are going to draw them as we see them right here. So keep this photo in your mind, or go to Canvas and bring it up so that you can draw from the photo. The other thing is that in our modules, I have for you a pencil sharpener in black and white and a glue bottle in black and white. And you're going to draw those for your homework on this same piece of paper. So when we're done in class doing the watercolors, we'll get mostly done, and then you on your own for homework are going to do the pencil sharpener and the glue bottle. All right, so here's the photo that we're drawing from. Okay, and the first one here is more of a cylinder, and the second one here is more of a cube. So I'm just going to move these off to the side here. I'm going to keep my picture up where I can see it, and I'm going to start drawing. So if you would draw along with me, that would be great. Ooh, one thing we forgot to do with this. What did we forget to do? We forgot to put in the horizon line. I'm going to put it up pretty high there, so it looks like it's closer to us. Okay, and then we won't forget to put it in the watercolors. Okay, so the first thing is this oval one is close to us, and we're seeing a side view. So I'm going to start sketching my oval. Don't make it too small. If you make it too small, it's going to be harder to draw. Okay, harder to get the details in. So that is my oval. I'm going to make the lip. Draw the lip now. And you see I'm sketching, which means I'm not just taking one line and going around. I'm making little sketch marks, and if I make a mistake, so be it. That's part of this process. Okay, we're humans. We're not made to be perfect. Okay, and if I want to, as I go along, I can erase. So there's my oval. Then again, looking at my image, I see that this part here is significantly in from this edge of this lip. So it's significantly in here. So I'm going to make sure I draw it that way with a curved bottom too. So it was right about there. Right about there. So these little details that I'm pointing out, it's kind of rounded, are things that as you start looking at objects and looking actually what they actually look like versus what you kind of think they look like in your mind, you're going to see a lot more, and it's going to help your drawing. So you want to draw what you see, not what you think you see. And that concept is sometimes hard for students to understand, or people in general to understand. And all that it means is that when you're looking at the object, you want to draw exactly what you see. You don't want to just think, oh, a watercolor, I'm going to draw it this way. You actually want to draw exactly how you see it, if you can, to the best of your ability. Okay, so that's that bottom part here. I'm not really happy with it, but I'm going to move on. The next thing I'm going to draw, because it's so obvious, is the shadow, the cast shadow. And so it's going to be pretty dark. It starts right about here. It's going to be pretty dark. It's really dark here, and it's kind of rounded because of the lip right here. And then it's going to be a lot lighter, and actually you can see, because I have 3 light sources, it's actually 3 different little loops of different values. So next one comes out here, comes out pretty far, and it ends right about there where that little, there's a little, I don't know, piece of watercolor. So that is a lighter value, but still in the shadow. So the way I break down these images is something that I've learned over many, many years and going to art school. So don't expect that this will come easy to you. This is something that you will learn over time, but you do need to practice. Okay, and then there's actually a shadow. I didn't notice this the first time I drew. That's the other thing. Drawing the same thing multiple times from multiple angles is going to give you a lot more things that you notice. So this is really light. I think I might switch to my 2H pencil for this, just to get a really, really light shade here. Trying to do my best work and not have a whole bunch of space between my pencil lines, using the side of my pencil. Putting forth some good effort, okay? Okay. Now, the bottom part of this pan actually is in shadow. I'm going to go back to my HB pencil. So I'm just going to put in kind of that medium value in here because it is in shade. So even though I know the rules of how a cylinder works, I got to also know the rules of the way the light, how I draw the light and the way the light hits the form. And so in this photograph, the way the light hits the form is everything underneath here is in shadow. Now I'm not going to draw all these little bits here. That would be really technical. But the next thing I notice is inside here, even though it's really dark, there are some lighter areas. So what I'm going to do for those lighter areas, see that in there? Right here, is I'm going to just kind of sketch those in pretty lightly. And they're very rough edged. They're very kind of almost surrounding them. And then I'm going to color everything around it pretty black. So again, when you push down hard, you want to make sure your pencil lines are nice and close together. What I mean by that is this is a good example of good craftsmanship. This is a bad example of poor craftsmanship. But you can always fix the poor craftsmanship just by going back over it again and filling in again. Okay? And that's effort. So beginning students sometimes struggle with their effort a little bit because all of it's new, right? And so I want you to put forth your best effort and craftsmanship. Some of you are doing really well on this when you turn in your assignments. Okay, some of you need to work on that a little bit more, and that's okay. And I'll probably go over this a second time to get it really dark in there. Ooh. Kind of flashing out here. And then in the areas that I kept light, I am going to go in with a medium value. Okay, need to fix that a little bit. And I can come back and erase some of this. So I'll take my HB pencil and just lightly kind of fill that in. So it's just kind of where the watercolor caught the light. So I consider this a practice. This is not a finished drawing, but where you can, you should erase any mistakes or things that bother you as you go, because the more finished it is, the more it'll look real, and you'll be proud of it too. Okay, so there's our first one, but we have a second one in the back. So we want to notice before we start drawing it where it kind of cuts the form. So this one goes right about there and right about there. So I'm just going to take those little marks here, and it goes right. It's not in the shadow, it's out of the shadow. So it's right about there, and it's right about there. Maybe a little over. So I'm just going to make those marks. Okay. And I'm going to start drawing in the form. And it's a real strong line right there. Don't forget to draw the lip, which is, it kind of jets out. Try to get the angle right. And I'm running out of paper. And I'm not getting the angle right, so I'm going to fix it here. And you're going to draw this one very similar to the sphere here, because they're under the same light, except for it's not a sphere. Or, I'm sorry, a cylinder. It's not a cylinder. Okay. So I'm going to get, oops, my picture went away here. Get my picture here. Look at one thing I notice right off the bat when I draw the inside of the lip is that right in here there is a shadow. So I'm going to just draw that shadow in as I notice it. It's kind of bends down, curves down a little. And everything in the background is a little bit lighter. Still not happy with the shape here. There we go. This one's a little harder. It's definitely off here. So I'm just going to start over. You can see how even with experience, it does, you make mistakes. It's just the way it goes. We're all human. Okay, so better, not perfect, but better. Okay, and I'm going to just start drawing in like the shadow here, right? It's really dark here, right on the edge. And then there's kind of a medium dark here. And it comes way out here. Comes over here. Even have a third little shadow on the edge there. So okay, and a real light shadow right here. Okay, and this is all still in shadow as well. It'll be lighter, but it'll be in the dark. It's on the dark side. Fill that in here. And then as I look at my black and white image, it's pretty much, there's some different values in there. I think it's the way that it's dried, but I do notice right here and right here is, right here's a shadow and right here's kind of a highlight. So here's the shadow. And then right there's the highlight. And I'm going to fill the rest in with a 2H. I know I'm being a little messy, but I know I can also erase. And at this point, when I've been drawing for a little while, my eyes get kind of desensitized to the whole thing, and I just think, oh my gosh, it looks so horrible. So a good idea is when you're starting to feel that way, you should stop. You should do something else. You should look somewhere else. You should not look at it, not obsess about it. It's probably, I'm going to just add a little tiny bit of value right there. Because you're going to think that, I'm going to add in that value there too. You're going to think that no matter how good you are, how much practice you've had, that, oh, that looks horrible. So I'm just going to step away, but there is my 2 watercolors in pencil. Not half bad. You, for your homework, are going to do your, let me zoom out, your pencil sharpener and your glue bottle. And I have provided in Canvas for you those images in black and white, so you can draw right from the image. And you can hold your item if you want to as well, to see it and really get the form. That's a great thing to do. But that is the lesson for today and the homework for tonight, okay?